Evening, everybody. As I stand here tonight and I look around the room, my heart literally swells with love and gratitude for being so blessed with so many incredible friends, my extraordinary family, and the three loves of my life, my children. It is not often that one can take stock of one's life and truly say that the glass is overflowing. And I feel that tonight. I don't know how long it will last, but at least I've known it and I've lived it. To all of my friends, you've all played a very special part in the different phases and stages and ages over the past years. We've shared laughter and tears, ups and downs. We've grown older and we've hopefully grown wiser as well. I want to say to each and every one of you, thank you from the bottom of my heart for your love, for your loyalty, your support, for being part of my journey, and for making my life so rich and full of beauty, worth and meaning. To my parents, it is the greatest privilege being your daughter. And I don't even know when or how I can begin to express the love, the respect, and the admiration I have for you both. All I know is I was born under two lucky stars, and there is not a day that I'm not filled with deep gratitude. Whose phone is that?
Mine usually.
To be blessed with parents like you. The examples you've set, the standards you have, and the values you have given me have helped me tremendously throughout my life. And I am and I will try to continue to follow your path and to make you proud, to love, respect, and honor you for always and forever. To my darling sister Tony, the most loyal, the most devoted, ab-fab, best friend, and life companion. Thank you for all you are, for always being there for me, to pick me up, to soothe my soul, and to dust me off when I have fallen, and put me back on the right track. You are my yin, and other days my yang. And I'm eternally grateful to have a sister such as you, so vibrant, so talented, so full of life, and your incomparable humor keeps me smiling every single day. To my beloved brother Brett, my earliest memories go back to you. We grew up side by side, barefoot, climbing trees and getting in and out of trouble. You have always been like my twin. You have been there for me at every twist and turn, lifting me up when I was down, and for standing by me through thick and thin, and being the best brother any sibling could ever dream of. Thank you for your love, your generous heart, your eternal loyalty, and your strength and courage. Gavin, Miranda, and Michael, my other sister and brothers, you're the other pillars in my life, so strong, so dependable, so solid and true. I love each of you so, so much. Thank you for all you are to me. To my darling children, I'm almost at a loss for words. Almost. The amount of love I feel for each of you is almost beyond enough words that I can find. You are my greatest success, my greatest achievement, because when I look at each of you, nothing makes me prouder than seeing what outstanding young women and human beings you have all become. Thank you for making my life worthwhile and for teaching me how to be a better person and a mother. To Clea, take that light out of my eyes. To my oldest and my most darling angel, from the day you were born, you have been such a lovely, easy, and delightful child. Never a day's worry, and giving your sisters the finest example of how to be, making my job as a mother so much easier. Your immaculate style and taste shines from you brightly, and your strength and courage command respect wherever you go. continue to radiate your beauty and grow and evolve into the most special young lady with the unique determination and gift for all you do. To my Morgan, my extraordinary, deep, and special wild child and soulmate. With your quick mind, your full heart, your deep soul, I know you will conquer the world and make a difference in whatever path you choose. Your love of knowledge, discovery, and your inquiring mind continues to enrich mine, and sharing new adventures with you is one of my greatest pleasures and joys, as is your unconditional love and support. To my Kelly, my puppet, my heart, my love.
Mamu.
You entered this world with a smile on your face, and you have lifted my heart and spirit every single day since. You have grown into the most beautiful and extraordinary young woman, full of compassion and empathy, and your spirit touches and enhances every person that you meet. Your wisdom, your gentleness, your humor and talent are a constant source of pure pleasure and delight for me, as is your love and companionship. Thank you all, my darling. And to end my speech, there is a poem I would like to recite to you that has touched me deeply, and I feel that has great meaning tonight. It is good that the passage of time appears to us not as something that consumes us, but something that makes us complete. By Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. Tonight I feel complete, so thank you. Thank you all for touching my life and for making me feel like the luckiest person in the world. I love you all.
And I don't normally do public speeches. But when Vicki asked me to give a speech for her 50th birthday, I decided to push through the pain barrier and talk about this beautiful person who, since the day I met her in Geneva 13 years ago, has become one of my favorite people. Where are you?
I'm right here. I can hear.
And with whom I'm blessed to share a special friendship. That said, every single person here has a unique place in Vicki's heart, and you all know what a huge and generous heart that is. Vicki, every time you see someone less fortunate than yourself, you stop and make a generous gesture and share a kind word. It is in your nature to speak kindly to others and to give them your consideration. You do it with all your heart. No doubt you remember how we met. You had just moved to Geneva, and Clea and Dale, our eldest daughter, became great friends at school. I cannot thank them enough, as through them I gained another sister, the sort of best friend one can only dream of. I'm lucky to feel that I can always be myself with you, no matter what. When you called me for the first time to organize something with the girls, I thought, who needs a new friend at my age? I was almost 40 and already had enough friends and obligations, but Vic you should know how to convince someone when you really want something. I gave many excuses, but you did not give up. I imagined you as a dark-haired Moroccan woman with a strong Maghreban accent, a typically religious and overbearing Sephardic Jewish mother. So you can all imagine my astonishment when through the door of the flat appeared this blonde babe, gorgeous, sophisticated, with a finely educated South African accent. Perhaps this was the children's nanny, I wondered. So what happened to the Moroccan mom? Anyway, we ended up going for lunch with our 6 daughters, all nearly the same age, and never stopped sharing our lives since. We have so many virtues in common, and maybe a few vices too. But each of these makes us who we are today. We have been through a hell of a lot these past 13 years, gaining in wisdom and maturity. Maybe we would prefer to have less maturity.
Exactly.
And I'm so grateful that we have so much more to share and enjoy. Do you remember our conversations on the way to and from school at 7:30 in the morning, like two schoolgirls with our laughs and lamentations? I was so impressed that you were heading off to Pilates every morning while I went off to work. You encouraged me to start Pilates, and going I still am after all these years. Then you made me start yoga, and that have changed my life. I still haven't achieved your level of spirituality, serenity, and wisdom. But Vic, honestly, I'm improving and catching up, even if slowly. Tony, do you agree? Where is Tony? Tony, you agree?
About everything.
For a while now, you have been working and traveling a great deal, becoming hugely busy. Even if we don't see each other as much, we know we are always there for each other. And whenever we could, we would meet, chat, have fun. Each minute we do share is so intense and always much too short. The conversation wanders from one subject to another, always overshadowed by the feeling that we don't have enough time to say everything we want to say. I'm so proud of you. At 40, in Bordeaux of all places, you learned how to make your first coffee. At 50, wait, at 50, for the very first time in your life, you actually changed your bed sheets. I wait with bated breath to see what are you going to astound us with at 60.
Exactly.
I love the way you keep all your invoices and receipts in your purse, even though they never fit. And you are so proud of yourself when finally you decide to have it tidy up. I do admit, however, that finding you a suitable purse is something of a challenge. Some time ago, you became a wine expert in order to promote one of your family businesses, a goal you accomplished with enormous success and determination. Indeed, you are a great ambassador for your family, combining diplomacy and commercial acumen with artfulness and elegance.
I just have to take it 1 minute here. You're all drinking Buscherfunnis and wine, and I can give you our French agent's address after dinner.
At the same time, you manage to enjoy every minute of life and are always ready for new adventures and experiences with your daughters, friends, or by yourself. You are the most positive person I know, the best life coach. You never ever give up on the people you love. You were always beside me when I needed you the most, and I know it will always remain so. I love your sense of family, your devotion and generosity. You are humble and serene. I adore your sense of humor, funny and easygoing. You can adapt to all people. Yet, you are very choosy and do not open your heart to just anyone. It's nearly finished.
No, it's okay.
You share all your bon tuyaux, your clever tips from the doctor to the yoga teacher, the best restaurant to the most useful internet site. Over the course of our life, we organized exotic holidays, we shared special moments over drinks, we went on a lot of wild shopping trips before Net-a-Porter tempted us away. You are an encyclopedic source for movies and TV series. I know that Brett helps you. Our best friend in common is graboid.com, right?
Exactly.
So with a friend like you who needs a cheese. Being a few months older than you, let me give you some piece of advice. Vicki, Just stay as you are. Please don't change. I'll always be there for you. Happy birthday and thank you.
So I thought La Bohème was a bit old-fashioned. I tried and I did a little rap. So I need a little outfit. Yeah. Vicki, we're having a big party. Look at all these men dressed in our money. We're celebrating your 40 here in Paris at La Mille. Now it's time for me to tell your story. You come from South Africa. I can tell to your swagger. Your father is Stanley and your mother is Bea. You once were married to Steve O'Hannah. You have 3 daughters, Kelly, Morgan, Clea. You all lived then in Casablanca. You moved to Paris and now in Geneva. Back in Morocco, you were a real Fatma. And then you became a businesswoman bomba. You now sell wine, but still do yoga. You say you're a vegan, but I know you drink vodka. You're my best friend in the whole world. You shine, you glow, believe my word. You taught me so much about being who you are. Feminine and generous, profound and outrageous. You had that guts, and boy, you're hot. I'm so happy tonight to celebrate in intimacy with the whole Tolman family, this girl I love infinitely.
Growing up, we weren't as close as what we are now because we had different personalities and opinions. Now, all I can think about is how I can be more like you. Everyone spoke about how many extraordinary qualities you have, but I would like to speak about 3 specific ones that stand out to me and reflect you. First one is that you're very strong. You were an example to me and my sisters on how you face difficult situations, sometimes very difficult. You always found the positive in anything and are able to overcome any obstacle, whether it was family or personal problems. 2, kindness, like everyone said. But no one's been in a supermarket, a nail spa, or a pharmacy to see that you know every single one of everyone's name, life story, kids, and everything. I get very excited because whenever I say I'm Vicky's daughter, I know they will make a special effort for me. But most important thing, you do it without expecting anything in return. Third quality, it's not a quality, it's you. You're the best mom, best role model. No one could have ever filled every part of the role better than you. It is the hardest job being a mom, as there is no course, training, or practice. And you never failed it. You've always been there for me, especially 3 years ago. Always had my back without judging, only supporting. I'm so proud to have you as my mom. Happy birthday. I know. It's a preparation.
Dear Mom, so everyone's
So everyone's been talking about how amazing you are, the light you shine, and the love you give. But I'm gonna show another personality, another side of your personality. So something people have not really mentioned is how fun you are and how funny you are, and the most amazing times we've had. So I'm gonna share a couple of stories. So the first one is Mom and I are in Mauritius, and I am severely burned, so I have to go to the pharmacy to go buy cream. And Mom starts talking to the driver and wants to know more about his family. So on our way back, we are invited into the Mauritian house, have lunch, meet the grandmother, and Mom holds the chicken, says hi to the grandparents. We end up spending a couple of hours. The other brilliant story about Mom has to do more with her nicknames. So Mom also goes by the coffee maker, room service, Vic's Essentials, Juanita by day, Antonia by night. And especially in Costa Rica, she drove us around all the time. And, well, Papa knows the times with driving. And Nana's experienced it too. And at night, she used to pick up hitchhikers, female, to drop them back to their home. So that's what we did at night in Costa Rica.
Female.
She said So, except for these few funny stories, I also want to say that Mom inspires hope in everyone. Mom supports us, she always gives people a second chance. And whenever you feel down or you have an idea, you know that you can go to Mom and she'll encourage you for whatever it is. And she always told us, even if you want to pick up trash, I'll be behind you. So thank you, Mom.
Pick up your own trash. Come in, I'm so stressed. Don't stress, baby. Take a deep breath.
Okay, I'm just gonna take off my heels and then we'll be
They're tiny.
That's a little scary.
Okay, so dear family and friends, I'm happy to see all of you here today, and I want to thank you all for coming here. First of all, I would like to say, Mommy, that you're always You're always young and beautiful, so let them talk and forget the number 50 because it has nothing to do with you, and I really mean that. I think that my mother is the only person who never gets out of the house but still manages to have so many friends. Although this is not a surprise for me, because Mommy always attracts people who want to be near her, sometimes too much. Mommy, to be serious, I would like to tell you how blessed I am to be your daughter. I think everyone here knows what a radiant, caring, generous, loving person you are, especially after all these speeches. I really admire all the nice gestures you do for people. For example, when this old lady knocked at our door, thinking it was another address, she was completely lost and you welcomed her to our house. And then called her a taxi to make sure she gets to the address she was supposed to be in the first place. But I also want to thank you for all the things you do for me. And my sisters, like spending hours with me on my history internal assessment, or calling the school saying I'm sick when I'm actually just being lazy and don't want to go. Also, I would like to. Also, I would like to thank you for all the funny memories we have, like when I was 8 years old, and we would sing to "Ain't No Mountain High Enough" in the car. Mommy, you're not only the best mother, but also the best friend and the best daughter anyone could ever dream or wish for. You're always helping people, and I believe you're an angel to many of us. And I could never thank you enough for what you do for me. And I hope that one day I will be a mother like you are to me. I love you so, so, so much with all my heart. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
so much people. I didn't say you were racist. I was like, you were like,
Yeah, I was going to
you were racist.
Well, this is probably going to be the most difficult speech I've made, and I've made a few in the last few years, but I didn't know really what to say because everything has been said about Vicki, and then I racked my brains and tried to remember different things about her. But first of all, when Vicki was born, she was just a ray of light. She started smiling almost immediately. She saw this birth, and she
Knew what was going to happen.
and she always was the life and soul of our family when she was small. But she also had another side to her. She was very, very mischievous. And one day, I think she was 4 years old, and I took all the children to synagogue on a Saturday morning, dropped them there and said, I'll fetch you later. And when they came out, I wasn't there yet, so Vicki was standing by, they were all standing by a car, and Vicki said, let the tires out, let's let the air out of the tires. She's 4 with her older brothers and sister. So they listened to Vicki, they all let the tires out, and she's been a leader ever since. So whatever she says goes, not really. But besides her mischievousness and her spirit and everything else, there's another side to Vicki that I don't think anybody's really mentioned tonight. And that is when, in 1971, when we opened our first 5-star hotel in Johannesburg, a very famous clairvoyant came, an astrologist came to stay with some people. And we were talking one afternoon, and he said to me, tell me about your children. So I told him the birth dates and the names of all the children, and he started describing the children and their lives to me. And each one seemed to be so interesting, and I remembered it all my days. But the one thing he said was, Vicki, your youngest, is going to be in business with your husband one day, and she's going to be a great strength to the family. And I've always remembered that, because really it has come true. And don't be fooled by all of these wonderful compliments to me, because underneath that little girl of mine, she has a pillar of strength in her spine, in her stomach, in her mind. She's got a wonderful way of leadership, and when you see how she behaves in business, and her good sense and her common sense and her business sense is something to be admired, because you don't always find that in business or in a man's world. And Vicki is always fair, she's always just, she's never hasty in her decisions with staff, with situations, and she always gives such sensible advice. And that's what I have to say about Vicki, because she's a wonderful person to work with. She holds a big position with us, and we can always go to Vicki for a good solution or a good suggestion. And I love working with her, and I know her father does as well. And I admire everything she does for herself and the business and the family, and she's a pillar of strength with a rod of steel in her spine when it comes to being necessary, and her support over our years of some terrible problems that we had at one time. Vicki was there, left her family, stood by our side, and gave us support and strength, and helped us fight the American government, and pleased to say we beat them. But Vicki was a great help to us at that time, and I'll always thank you for that, Vicki.
Vicki was born under a 4-letter word. That word is love, because she came into her house. She was quite a bit younger than her 2 older siblings, but 18 months after Brett was born. There was a debate for some years about whether she was a mistake. And it always bothered her, and she often, in odd moments, says to her mother, was it true? Tonight, I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't know. When Vicki was 15, we sent her to school in New Jersey, the United States. She'd exhausted the schools in England. We felt that was the right place. On her first term, she invited us to the school play. And when we asked her what she was doing, she said she was appearing in the play called Oliver, the musical, and she was singing. Now, you don't know my wife's history, but she had a wonderful voice when she was young and was a beautiful singer. When I was young, on the day war was declared in 1939, that was the big war, we were all gathered in the school hall. I went to a very religious Catholic school, and we were told we had to sing a song, which was the song of the time called "You'll Always Be in England." As we were singing, the brothers were marching up and down, making sure everyone was singing, and one brother came up and looked at me. I was 8 years old, and he said, "Tolman, don't sing." Vicki inherited my voice. Now, we duly arrived in New Jersey to watch Vicki in the play. Lo and behold, Vicki appears, if you know the musical Oliver, as the artful dodger, and was actually the star of the show. So that's from the time she started to really surprise me. She hasn't stopped since. Vicki has just gone through her life spreading joy and everything else she can find around to spread. Thrills a lot of people she finds in the street, people who work for her, shops, various people all benefit from Vicki's largesse. Some years ago, Vicki was going through an unhappy period in her life, and in talking to me, she said, "I haven't made enough of my life. I feel frustrated, unhappy, and upset." Well, Vicki, tonight shows you made it. Thank you all. Thank you for making myself, my children, so happy in coming into a room and being so filled with love and devotion and dedication to one person. And that makes me proud.